the special glasses you wear to shield yourself from the dazzle of Anthony Scaramucci's charisma, those will work. You can look at the sun with those, but you can if you want. You can. It is safe to look at the radio, but only because Rush is out. So there's only a low wattage guest host here, so you won't be blinded and dazzled. If you look at the radio, you can do that. But make sure you do have the special glasses. I always have mine in hand. I need special glasses to get me through a speech by Mitch McConnell. There are two special glasses full of industrial paint strip, but they don't work for the solar. So we will be covering, because the solar eclipse countdown is happening now. I don't know whether it comes where it starts at Portland, Oregon, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, and then it will be moving in through the band of totality. And people have already claimed that it is only going through this solar eclipse is only going through white supremacist neighborhoods. That's how racist the sun is. And in actual fact here, look at this. We're in Madras, Oregon. I've just seen a picture of the sun. So it's like a bright yellow ball. It looks with a slight bit of the moon just creeping across it. When the moon, I'm not an astronomer, but I understand when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter collides with Mars, something to do with that? I don't know. We'll try and break it all down for you. We will get authentic expert insight. There's no need to turn out the lights because the sun's doing that for us. There are a few other things happening in the world today. This zone of totality, the band of what is it? The path of totality. I would like the Republican Party to get on the path of totality, because all American eclipse. I think the only bit of Canada that gets it is Victoria, British Columbia, and I think there's a little bit of the British West Indies that gets it. And I know we occasionally have a call here from the Turks and Caicos Islands and St. Kitts. So if you are in the British West Indies and you get the tail end, I think you're in the tail end of the band of totality. But it's basically, and as I understand it, Scotland and Ireland get it, but England and Wales don't, and Europe is cut out. So this is an all-American eclipse. This is the place to be, and you have come to the right place. We are in the band of totality, and we Obamacare will we have, if they get retinal damage from? No, they're not going to cover that. Basically, Obamacare it'll cover it. Cover it. You know, if you look at retinal damage and you then want to transition into being a woman and have longer eyes, they'll cover that, but they won't cover. They'll cover the longer eyelashes, but they won't cover the retinal damage. All dark. It's safe to look directly at it, but it really isn't. You know, Bill Clinton was told this morning, "Don't stare at the black sun," and he said that's just an internet rumor from the 90s. So that is how serious it is, and we are covering all of that today on the Rush Limbaugh Show. The president will be giving an address on Afghanistan tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern, so after the total eclipse, assuming there's anybody left alive. Because they don't have Confederate statues as I understand it. The only the exalted Kleagle of the Ku Klux Klan? He was a Kleagle. I can't remember whether he was a Kleagle or he was a Cyclops. Okay, I don't want to insult the guy. He was a big Kleagle in the Klan, big Klan Kleagle. And I can't say that after two special classes. He was a big Klan Kleagle. And as you know, everything in West Virginia is named after him. You've got Airport, Robert C. Byrd Parkway, Robert C. Byrd Arts Center, Robert C. Byrd Science Museum, and Afghanistan. And that would be, obviously, you'd get Robert C. Byrd support for that. 1-800-282-2882. Afghanistan is America's longest war, and I have no idea what we are actually going to do to win it. Trump apparently is likely to get, right now at the moment, it's mostly American special forces. We have invested 16 years in training the so-called Afghan army. I believe 98% of Afghanistan's GDP is from the NATO occupation. Consider the share of the world's heroin market that country has. But 98% of the GDP is from the NATO occupation. And then meanwhile, there is more news. The Confederate statues, as we just mentioned, are coming down. It's not just that. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority in New York City at Times Square Station, they have a mosaic. And people think the mosaic looks a bit too much like a Confederate flag. Because if you are an incredibly stupid person, you might mistake, and that's not covered by Obamacare. If you're an incredibly stupid person, you might think it's a Confederate flag. So it in fact represents New York as the crossroads of the world. That's the official explanation of the New York Metropolitan Transportation Authority. But making a mosaic out of Times Square Station to make it look less like a Confederate flag. That's the latest. Oh, this one is my favorite of these. Traveler, the University of Southern Carolina, its football team has a mascot that is a white horse, and they've had a white horse for 56 years. And the horse, ever since they had the first horse, has always been called Traveler. And they're now up to Traveler number 5. And the horse has been attacked because this horse at the University of Southern California football